Hey everybody, Chevy Nobody Else's Auto. Tonight we're going to check out some new inventory that just came in recently. We'll start off with this little 1951 Ford, a Deluxe two-door sedan. The car's been sitting for a really long time. Come off of an old farmstead out in western Kansas, and I don't know how long it's been there. They pulled the spindles out of it years ago, used them probably on an old farm trailer or something, and parked the car. So, like I said, it's been sitting for a really long time. And it's just a rough old car that come off a farmstead. You know, the hood's got a little rust in it. It's dented up a little bit. One good thing about the front of this car is the grille all looks pretty good. Yes, it does have surface rust on it, but I don't see any big holes in it. So that should all rechrome nicely and be a good grille. Still got the bumpers. Fenders are banged up a little on the front, and of course they have the typical lower rust in them, which is very common on these Ford fenders of this era. As we come on around the back, we see it is the regular two-door sedan body style. It does have some of the stainless trim around the windows on it. As we come around the back, we've got the rear bumper. We've still got the really cool trunk handle on it. It's even got the little cover still for the lock. But the trunk lid itself does have a little rust in it. But it is a two-door, still a lot of good pieces left on this car. We take a look inside, and the seats are basically just down to springs, but the dash and everything is all still in this car. So like I said, it's been sitting for a long time, but it is a two-door. There's still a lot of good stuff on it, so definitely want to bring them in and save them. The other one that I got last week came off the same farmstead out in western Kansas, 1952 Ford F6. This is just a chassis cab. All I've got is the front part of this truck. Probably had a grain box on it years ago. There's nothing on the back. Even the rear end's gone. We're just down to the frame rails on this truck at the back. But a lot of good stuff on this truck. The cab on this truck, which is the same all the way down to half ton, really good cab. It's got a little bit of rust in the cab corners here we can see, but nothing too serious at all. When we take a look inside of this truck, cab floor looks really good. Now they did pull the transmission out of this truck, and they notched the floor to make a little access room for the transmission to get it out. But overall, all the trim's there. The dash is all still in it. Still even got the factory tool tray that went behind the seat and sat on top of the gas tank. When we look down around the rockers here, even into the door hinge areas, the cab is really solid. Other than the cut in the floor and a little bit in the cab corners, really solid cab. And like I said, the cab's the same all the way down to F1. So good cab there, good replacement piece for somebody for a rusted out cab. If we come around this truck, we still got the factory short running boards on it. Still got the hood trim on it. Fenders, as usual, as all these Fords in this area, have a little rust right here. If you're familiar at all with these trucks, where these two pieces bolt together, there's basically a flat tray in there that holds rust. So actually those aren't terrible considering the way those rust out, but they do have some rust in it. Still has a factory front hood badge on it. And obviously we see our little symbol here denoting this was a 6-cylinder truck. Still got a really nice grill in this truck. These grills are getting tough to find, and the grill on this thing is amazing. A few dings, but that's it. I mean, even the teeth, even the center tooth is all straight on this thing. Great looking grill that's going to restore very, very nicely. So we come around over here, we can see this fender's kind of the same way, a little rust in the front here. The hood's kind of propped up, and it kind of looks weird. We've got a drive shaft kind of hanging in here. And when I got this truck loaded and was going to get that drive shaft out of the way so I could tie the hood down, I realized that the engine is chained to it. After they pulled the transmission out of this truck, they had to prop the engine up. So they took what was probably part of the original drive shaft and chained it in there to hold the engine up. So kind of a weird way to do it, but hey, I guess it works. Fortunately, they didn't hurt anything when they did that. It didn't crush the fenders. It didn't wrinkle the hood. You know, and this hood still is pretty decent too. It's got a little rust in the corner like most of them typically do, but not bad and easily patchable in a flat area like that. On this side of the truck's kind of about the same as the other side. The door looks good. Still got the factory short running board on it. So even though this was a big truck, almost all this stuff will still fit a pickup, and there's a lot of good pieces here. So really excited to get these brought in. We'll get them put away, get them put in the row, and a lot of good stuff that's going to help some people out with their projects. So if you're on Facebook, please share the video with your friends. Invite them to come over, like the page so they can hang out with us on a regular basis. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. Check out all my other videos. It's all old car stuff. That's all we do here because that's all we know. And we're having a lot of fun doing it. So It means a lot that you took a few minutes out of your evening to hang out with me. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. As always, if you have specific questions about vehicles or parts, you have to call me. Having that short conversation about your project, year, make, model, body style, direction you're going with your build, which pieces you need, all those details are what I need to know if I've got anything here that I can help you out with. So 620-786-4428, that number's on the page. Just give me a quick phone call. We can have that short conversation so I know where you're at with your project to see if I've got anything that can help you out. So thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate you stopping by. We'll see you soon on the next video.